Hi guys, I'm back. Welcome back to my current subscribers. And if there are any new people out there, yes, you know who you are, and you're watching and you like, would you consider subscribing? It helps me a lot. It helps my channel grow. Give me a thumbs up and hit the notification bell if you want to see more. Okay, without further ado, let's get on with today's project. So here we are starting our project, and it starts its life off as one of those temporary body tattoos, and I've cut it to fit the mould. This is the lid, and once you've got your tattoo in the position you want it in, so that you don't have to move it again to take off this protective film, this is what I do. I put it down, then I lift up one half of the protective film, I take it off, turn it around and repeat on the other side. That way, if you've got it in a perfect position, you can keep it there, you don't have to remove it. Any little bubbles you find in the tattoo, you can gently prick them with a pin or a needle and then tap them down gently with a damp cloth. I tend to use Pampers because they're already wet and they're fairly soft, so they work very well. And here we go with the painting. Now I have done this before with the same tattoo but on an oval tray, and he was a gold lion. This one's going to be a white one, an albino lion. So yeah, this is a new lamp for me. That's why I'm not quite sure of which buttons to press when I get there in the end. When you're doing this kind of painting, it's reverse painting, so you have to think of everything the wrong way round. As long as you stay within the lines of whatever it is that you're painting, you should be pretty safe, you know, without going over the edges or painting pieces that you don't want to paint. So I find it useful when you're doing this to have a copy of whatever it is you're painting. Either have another transfer or tattoo next to you, or scan it or photocopy it or photograph it, just so that you have a point of reference for the front. Because when you're doing this, you'll notice I keep turning it over and back again, just to see the design, especially when it's complicated like this with all the flowers. So yeah, that, like I'm doing here, just to see where those daisies go, because it's not always obvious from this side, but when you look on the front and you turn it the right way round, you can tell where, you know, the pieces of the same design you need to paint. So yeah, you'll need a fair amount of patience for this, but I enjoy doing this. I kind of just take my time and paint. I also find when doing something like this, pick your colours, write them down on a piece of paper as to what colours you're going to do, eyes, nose, flowers, leaves, and use that as your guide. That will help you. So try and keep the paint, let's call it the paint, the mixed mica and the UV resin, fairly thin, especially when using the darker colours. And every now and again, turn your project over and use the UV lamp on the front. That way you kind of make sure that all the UV resin's cured. That will also be useful when you come to unmold it at the end, so the transfer does not stick to the mould. And you just keep going like this, put on some music and just paint away. Let's say it's a fairly time-consuming thing to do, but I think the results at the end are well worth it. So it's funny that I picked Barbie pink since the Barbie movie is out. But these are more or less the same colours that I used in the gold, the orange gold version of this that I did on an oval tray. So yeah, as I was saying, you know, this, they call this peach. To me, it's more of a sort of a pink red. It's not my idea of peach. But when putting this darker colour on, try and do a thinnish layer so that the UV lamp can dry it efficiently, and do the other side as well. Always remember to give a few little blasts on the other side, as I say, just to make sure. If you mix up 12 ounces of resin, you'll have a little bit left, but this takes a fair amount. And I also put in a fair amount of the mica, because I wanted it to be a nice dense mix. Now you do your usual heat gun. I use my silicone tool to go around the edge, just to get the bubbles out. All the usual things that we do. And I was doing that there because that was a little bit of powder that didn't quite get mixed in. So yeah, just when you think you've stirred your arm and it's about to drop off, there can still be some little bits of powder in there. When you do the lid, be careful. Remember, there's a transfer under there. Unmolding day, yay! As I say, always the favourite part. And for a change, this isn't something easy to unmold. I don't have to fight with it to get it out, but yeah. really like this box, it has a nice shape. Nice and shiny. And the lid. So remember, there's a transfer in there. Sometimes when you peel off the silicone mold from the resin piece, the transfer can sometimes stick to the silicone and tear. That's why I am holding this at a strange angle. What I'm doing is, as I'm peeling back the silicone, I'm looking to see if any of it is sticking, and if it's sticking, I was just going to see if I could get something wet inside there, like a damp paintbrush or something. But I was lucky. I did it very, very slowly, and I know you're probably out there going, faster, faster, don't make us wait. But this was done purely as a precaution, not to tear off any of that tattoo, because it's, at this point, it's still sticky. And I didn't dome this one with resin. I gave it a couple of coats of Krylon spray, and that will take away the stickiness because it'll just coat it, and then it'll be safe to touch. But yeah, that lid fits in there really nicely. There you go, so we've come to the end of our project today, and I love this. I love this box, I really do. I think it's great. I love that it's not just a square box, it's got a nice shape, it's got tons of space. And the lid fits nicely. I put a little tab on mine, just to make it easier to lift out. I was really happy with this, and when I was unmolding the lid, I was praying to the resin gods, please let the tattoo come off cleanly. Don't let it tear, because these things are very fragile. During the unmolding, I was nervous. That's why I was going so slowly and tipping it down, because I was looking between the mold and the top, and the gods were smiling, and it came out nicely. I hope that if you took this on yourself, that you had fun with it. I must say, I'm very, very pleased with the results. And I will see you next time. Same time, same place, next week. I'll see you there.